All right. Okay. Module 14, network automation. Yeah. Okay. Module title, network virtualization. Module objective, explain the purpose and characteristic of network virtualizations. So topic under this module are cloud computing, virtualization, virtual network infrastructure, SDN or software defined networking, and controllers. All right. Okay, automation overview 14.1. Okay, video. So I will share the video of this automation. So now automation everywhere. Okay, we have got of so many, artificial intelligence. So everything is automated now. So what you see, you will see automation everywhere, from self-serve checkout at stores and automatic building environmental control to autonomous car and planes. How many automated systems do you encounter in a single day? Say there is a lot. Yeah. Okay.
The internet. Once here, now it's suddenly everywhere, unleashing a world of opportunities. The Internet of Things. It's already here, in cars that drive themselves. Here, where gate sensors put fans in their seats faster. Here, bringing doctors and patients together virtually. Smart buildings are already reducing energy costs here. Drones use infrared imaging to detect while sensor-driven pumps can serve water here. Network sensors and cameras let students in and keep trouble out here, while smart vending machines personalize the shopping experience here. The Internet of Things is cutting unscheduled downtime here. It's turning data into profits, streetlights into guardians, and mines into safer, more profitable production centers. Here, millions of containers can now be tracked in real time from a single location, while connected emergency vehicles turn the lights green here. And playgrounds are now safe places to play here. Welcome to a world of things, already making a world of difference in so many ways, in so many places. Where will you take it next?
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. The automation overview. The increases in automation. These are some of the benefit of automation. Machine can work 24 hours a day without breaks, okay, which results in greater output. So machine also can provide more uniform product. Automation allow the collection of vast amount of data that can be quickly analyzed to provide information which can help guide an event or process. Robots, yeah, are used in dangerous conditions such as mining, firefighting, cleaning up industrial accident. These reduce the risk to human. Under certain circumstances, yeah, smart devices can alter their behavior to reduce energy usage, make a medical diagnosis, and also improve automobile driving safety. And thinking devices. Many devices now incorporate smart technology, to help to govern their behavior. This can be as simple as smart appliance lowering its power consumption during periods of peak demands, or as complex as a self-driving car. Yeah. Whenever a device take a course of action based on an outside piece of information, then that device is referred to as a smart device. Many devices that are interact with now have the word smart in their names. This indicate that the device has the ability to alter its behavior depending on its environment. In order for devices to think, they need to be programmed using network automation tools. All right. Okay, data format 4.2. Okay, this video cover the following issue: HTML, XML, JSON, and also YAML.
In web programming, data formats are simply a way to store and exchange data in a structured format. HTML, or hypertext markup language, is a way of structuring for software to understand. In this case, you have the web page in HTML, and the web browser or software is able to understand the markup language and then present the data with the proper styling. The data formats we'll be looking at all have similar characteristics. The data is structured and meant to be easily processed by computer software, as well as being readable to the human eye. The data has a special syntax. The data can represent objects, similar to JavaScript objects or programmable objects. The data objects are represented using key-value notation or name value notation. Data objects' values can be strings, numbers, booleans. An object can contain another object or a list and array. The data is meant to be serialized or converted to a format that allows sharing or storage that allows for structure. Data serialization refers to converting structured data to a format that allows sharing or storage of the data in a form that allows recovery of its original structure. In this case, you have a JavaScript object that is being stringified or turned into a string of data for being sent over the internet. At its destination, this string can be parsed and turned back into an object. Common data formats used in network automation are XML, JSON, and YAML. XML was designed for the internet and looks a lot like HTML. It's generally hard to read as it was designed to carry data, not display it. It uses tags to structure the data, where the value is between key tags. The tags can have attributes. White space is ignored. Sitemaps often use XML files, and configuration files also often use XML files. JSON is simpler and more readable than XML. It uses colon-separated key-value pairs, where the key is surrounded by quotes. JSON objects are separated by commas and bounded by curly braces. The objects can support strings, numbers, booleans, arrays, and other objects. Objects are surrounded by curly braces and arrays are surrounded by brackets. White space is ignored, and JSON, like XML, is supported by web browsers. YAML is simpler and more readable than both XML and JSON. It uses colon-separated key-value pairs where no quotes are necessary or commas. Whitespace defines the structure of a YAML file in comparison to XML and JSON, and indentation is important for defining the objects. YAML will try to assume the type of data or data type. YAML is newer than XML and JSON and gaining in popularity, especially with network programmability. Let's look at how the data is organized in XML. You have the data objects with the key IP address and the value pair 192.168.0.100. So this is a key value data object, the net mask, and the gateway, all data objects with key value pairs. These three objects are part of the Gigabit Ethernet 0 object. The Gigabit Ethernet 0 object is part of the interface object, and the interface object is part of the network settings object. A similar structure is seen in JSON, where the IP address, net mask, and gateway data objects are part of the Gigabit Ethernet 0 object, which is part of the interface and the network settings. In this case, the interface also has an array for the listing of additional interfaces. Notice how the structure here is defined by the curly brace and the commas. And with YAML, this is the simplest format. The structure is defined by the indentation of the white space. IP address, net mask, and gateway are all indented one space within Gigabit Ethernet 0, making these three data objects part of the Gigabit Ethernet 0 object. The Gigabit Ethernet 0 is an item in a list because of the dash. And this is all part of the interface object, which is part of the network settings object, defined by the INT.
All right. Okay. So that's regarding data format. Yeah. Okay. Okay. The data format concept. The data format are simply a way to store and exchange data in structured format. One such format, yeah, is called HTML or hypertext markup language. HTML is a standard, yeah, like markup language for describing the structure of web pages. These are some common data format that are used in many applications, yeah, including network automation and programmability. First, we have a JSON, yeah, XML, and YAML, okay, and then markup language. The data format that is selected will depend on the format that is used by the application, tool, or script that you are using. Many systems will be able to support, yeah, to support more than one data format, which allow the user to choose their preferred one. Okay, data format rules. Data format have rules and structures to what we have with programming and written languages. Each data format will have specific characteristics like syntax, which include the type of bracket used, such as square bracket, yeah, bracket, and also curly bracket. The use of white space or indentation, codes, comma, and many more. How objects are represented, string, list, and arrays, yeah, and how key or value pairs are represented. The key is usually on the left side, yeah, and it identifies or describes the data. The value on the right is the data itself and can be a character, string, number, list, or data. Okay, like this. All right. Okay, we have some example in JSON format. You familiar with this? Okay, this kind of the format, and we have YAML format, or this one XML format. Okay, all right. Be familiar with this first, yeah. So this is comparing between all the data format. Okay, JSON data format. JSON is a human-readable data format used by application for storing, transferring, and reading data. JSON is very popular format, used by web services and API to provide public data. This is because it is easy to parse and can be used with most modern programming languages, including Python. Yeah. Okay, like example, compare the iOS output above to the output in the JSON format. Yeah. Notice that each object, each key value pair is a different piece of data about the interface, including its name, a description, and whether the interface is enabled. Okay. All right. This is the format we're comparing between this. JSON syntax rules. These are some of characteristics of JSON. Yeah, it uses a hierarchical structure, contain nested value. It uses braces to hold object, and square bracket, which is square bracket. Okay, whole arrays. Its data is written as a uh, key or value pairs. With JSON, the data known as an object is one or more key value pairs enclosed in braces. The syntax for a JSON object includes key must be string, within double quotation marks. Value must be valid JSON data type, like string, number, array, boolean, null, or another object. And key and value are separated by a colon. Multiple key value pairs within an object are separated by a commas. Okay, white space is not significant. Okay, this is some syntax rule in JSON. Okay, at time a key may contain more than one value. This is known as an array. An array is a JSON is an ordered list of value. Characteristic of array in JSON include the key followed by colon and list of value enclosed in square bracket. The array is an ordered list of value. The array can contain multiple value type including a string number, boolean object, or another arrays inside the array. Yeah, each value in the array is separated by a comma. For example, a list of IPv4 address might look like the following output. Okay, the key is the addresses. Each item in the list is a separated object. Okay, separated by braces. Okay, the object are two key value pairs and IPv4 address, which is IP and also the subnet mask. Yeah, they put here name of net mask separated by a comma. Okay, the array of object in a list is also a comma, following the closing braces for each object. YAML data format. YAML is another type of human readable data format used by application for storing, transferring, and also reading. Some of the characteristics of YAML include it is considered a superset of JSON. It has a minimal list format, making it easy to both read and write. It uses indentation to define its structure without the use of bracket and comma. Okay, iOS output in JSON is to the left. Okay, to the left like this. The same data in YML format is below. Yeah, this one. It is easier to read. See the difference between YAML and also the JSON. All right. So similar to JSON, a YML object is one or more key value pairs. Yeah, key value pairs are separated by a colon. Okay. Without the colon, you have a colon here. Yeah, you can see separated by a colon. Yeah. Without the use of quotation marks. In YAML, a hyphen is used to separate each element in a list. XML data format. XML is one or more type of human readable data format used to store, transfer, read data by application. Some of the characteristics of XML include it is like HTML, which is the standardized markup language for creating web pages and also for web application. It is self-descriptive. It encloses data within a related set of text, like this example. Yeah. Okay. Unlike HTML, XML use no predefined type or document structure. XML objects are one or more key value pairs with the beginning tag used as the name of the key. Example. Yeah, this is the example. XML data format. The output shows the same data for Gigabit Ethernet 2 formatted as an XML structure. Notice how the values are enclosed within the object. In the example, each key value pairs is on a separated line, and some lines are indented. This is not required, but is the possibility. The list uses repeated instances of tag, like the example, for each element in the list. The element within these repeated instances represent one or more key value pairs. Okay. So now 14.3 API. Yeah. So you see the video. This video will cover the following defined APIs, see example of popular API, SOAP, REST, NetCom, RESTCom, and execute an API call in browser and in Postman. All right.
This video is a quick introduction to APIs, or Application Programming Interfaces. If you're interested in getting some more information, I recommend Hank Preston's video series, Network Programming Basics. You'll find it at Cisco NetDev. An API is a way for two pieces of software to talk with each other, like a middleman that helps to send and receive information. With APIs, someone else has already done all of the hard programming. You just need to know the API calls to get the information. We are using APIs all the time. Every time we're searching for restaurants on Yelp, getting directions on Google Maps, or watching videos on YouTube, following a Twitter feed, or generating random quotes for our emails, or looking at satellite-generated images of space. This image is an example of the astronomy picture of the day from NASA. NASA has its own API that you can call to get an astronomy picture every day. The importance of APIs. APIs are very, very important in programmable software-defined networks. APIs are changing the traditional approach to the user interface, and APIs are used to communicate between services, network devices, and monitoring and management software. Popular APIs are SOAP, which is a mature API standard designed by Microsoft and used to build internet web services It uses HTTP and XML. REST, which is an API framework that's simpler and more flexible to use than SOAP, it uses HTTP and supports JSON along with XML. netconf, which was designed to replace SNMP as a programmatic interface between management programs and network devices. It uses SSH and XML. And RESTconf, which is built off of REST and is a REST-like API interface to the network. It supports XML and JSON, defines transport and communication, and is coupled to Yang for data, like netconf. Let's take a look at an API in action. If you're interested in getting the astronomy picture of the day, you can go to nasa.gov and search for APOD. Here you can see on the Getting Started page, it tells you exactly what to do. You're going to need an API key, but you can also use their demo key. And it basically shows you the step-by-step process for getting it started. This was yesterday's image. To execute an API call, you can use the browser. In Firefox here, I have an example of using the nasa.gov API, and I've put in my API call right into the URL. That's because this API framework uses REST, or representational state transfer, which uses HTTP requests. And this is an example of a GET request. It uses the REST API to get information from nasa.gov regarding APOD, or the astronomy picture of the day. You can see that the API key is just the demo key that anybody can use. This returns all of this information related to the astronomy picture of the day. Here in Postman, I'm using REST once again. You can see here, there's the GET request. Here is the URL. You can see there's other choices besides GET. You could use POST, PUT, delete if you're requesting data or uploading data or sending data. You can see here, there goes the API key, the demo key, and this is what was returned. Now, if you want to use an API, then the REST API framework into a program, you can see in this example, I'm using the web browser to write and execute code right from the browser. On the left-hand side, I've created a HTML page with JavaScript. My GET request, you can see right here, and this is the API being used. This is the JavaScript that's going to request the picture of the day from nasa.gov. All I have to do is click this button to run my code, and the results will show up in the browser on the right. So let's click run. And here's the new image of the day, the Elephant's Trunk Nebula in Cepheus.
All right. Okay. The next. Okay, the API concept. Okay. An API is a software that allows other application, yeah, to access its data or services. It is a set of rule describing how one application can interact with another, and the instruction to allow the interaction to occur. The user send an API request to a server asking for specific information and receive an API response in return from the server along with the requested information. An API is similar to a waiter in a restaurant, yeah, as shown in the following figure. So this is the example they give, yeah. API like a waiter in a restaurant. Okay. An API example. Okay. To really understand how API. All right. Okay, we continue this on the following playing video, yeah? All right.